Today we're replacing the transfer case fluid in our JK Wrangler. We do have a few few things we need before we get started. Most important may be the automatic transmission fluid. It's very important to get the ATF Plus 4 that is specific for our vehicle. Something else we do need is a 10 millimeter hex bit socket. Ratchet, and I am using a fluid pump you can see on the left to hopefully make things a little bit easier. Catch pan for the oil on the right, and I always like to use gloves and safety glasses since I can be clumsy at times. But we're going to go ahead and get started. Here we are at our transfer case. We can see our 10 millimeter hex bit socket right here is going to fit snugly into our drain plug. Before we loosen the drain plug, we want to make sure we can open up the fill plug, however. So we're going to actually open up that one first. We don't want to drain all of our transfer case fluid without a way to fill it back up. So we're going to make sure we can open this up. Good thing is, as you can see the warning right here, do not use an impact. So we should be able to open these up. They are torqued to about 25 to 30 pound-feet, or at least they should be. So this shouldn't be, this should be doable with a simple ratchet. Okay, so we're going to start with removing the bolt for the fill pan. And I'm doing this with my opposite hand, and I was still able to break it free. I'm going to see if I can get this by hand. All right, easy enough. Looks like we definitely had enough fluid there. I'll give that a second to finish draining, and then we'll go ahead, or I'll start loosening the actual drain bolt right now. So these are snug, but not too tight. Alright, thankfully I positioned my drain pan in a good spot. We should only have about 2 quarts in the transfer case of ATF Plus 4. As we're waiting, I'm checking out the magnetic drain plug. I don't see anything abnormal, no excessive shavings, anything like that to indicate a problem, so that's good. Same thing, not that we would expect, but same thing on the fill plug up top. Looks pretty clean, looks like it's in good shape. Okay, looks like most of the ATF Plus 4 transmission fluid is drained from our transfer case, so I'm going to go ahead and hand tighten the drain plug. And remember, we only need about 25 to 30 foot-pounds right here. That feels pretty snug to me. And now I'll go ahead and open up our fluid transfer pump and get that ATF Plus 4 in our fill hole. So we have our ATF Plus 4 here, and what I'm going to do is attach the fluid pump to hopefully make life easier getting the fluid into that fill hole. Not working with a lot of space under the vehicle, even in a lifted Jeep, so this should be of help. We're going to fill until the fluid is flowing out like it was before on our fill hole. I'm assuming that's going to take the recommended 2 quarts. So let's see how this pump works on the first go. It's about halfway pumped into the transfer case right now. So this isn't super speedy, but it's probably a lot less messy than trying to use a funnel in this confined space. So on the side of the bottle, I'm monitoring the fluid levels. As mentioned earlier, we should use the full 2 quarts or pretty close to it. All right, we're getting pretty close to the bottom of our second quart. And it looks like we have a steady drip, and we have, looks like we've reached our fill, which is great. Put this in the train pan. That is snug. And once again, I'm just getting this pretty tight by hand. 25 to 30 foot-pounds isn't too much. And I'll go ahead and wipe this off, let it finish dripping in the pan and the cardboard that I have laid down. And then we're done. I'll go ahead and replace the skid plates, and we've changed our transfer case fluid. So not too hard. Only thing you may need to add to your collection is possibly a fluid pump like we used, and like myself, a 10mm hex head to open up those drain and fill pan bolts. Thanks for tuning in, and hopefully we saved you a little bit of time and a little bit of money.